Hello everybody, this is Escanator11, and this is my Killing Antidote, extreme difficulty, no damage, and no shop items challenge run. So now folks, as I left you, hanging on the last video, Jody gets to take a shower now. So without further ado, we're going to watch the cutscene. Enjoy. So what better way to have your shower interrupted by have a giant devourer come in and destroy the wall that you're taking a shower by. So, folks, coming out of this cutscene is mandatory damage. That's the first thing you're going to notice here. And it is going to drastically affect our stamina. But luckily, in that locker over there where I just ran by, there is an energy drink that will replenish our stamina instantly. So I'm going to chug that as Jody. And we're going to run this way. Now, if the Devourer breaks open crashes through a wall like the frickin' Kool-Aid guy, he's going to take damage. He's going to inflict damage upon you. So be very careful about that, folks. Now what you're going to see here is I'm waiting for him to break open that wall to my left. But for some reason, he is constantly drawn to me. And this is actually something that they patched out just after I recorded this. They made sure the Devourer is more drawn to the walls and will break them much faster than he does in this run. So you will not, the good news is if you do a challenge run like this, you will not have any trouble with this as I have. He will not be drawn to you like he is right now, and instead he will be going for the cracks in the wall, and he will constantly be breaking those walls first and prioritizing those walls first, folks. So you don't have to worry about it here, as you see here in my run. But look at him, he is just freaking all over Jody's freaking hiney. He is all over me. And if he taps me once, it is a reset, because we are not taking any damage, folks. And this is me continuing to check the doors. This is actually pretty bad, now that I look back on it, because in my no-death run that I did on easy mode, he goes straight for these walls over here, and this is progress. So that's another wall he demolishes. We're running towards the green light. Use that as a guidepost. This is me failing miserably, by the way. I'm going the wrong way. Do not do what I do. And instead run this way. And luckily, the Devourer will not be interested in me as much. So, for whatever reason, he just decides to fuck off until he goes ahead and does that. And bashes open that wall and nearly gets me. Now watch this. When I go for the vent here, there's some iframes going on here. Because look at that. Either he missed me, or there were iframes, and he allowed me to get by unscathed. So that was very, very close. Anyway, cutscene. Alright, so now we are back. We get an autosave, which is nice, and you're going to see a crossfade here because I took damage in this next checkpoint, but of course I edited it out, so that will be the mark of a crossfade, me editing out the parts where I do take damage, and instead you're going to see the successful runs. This is the mark of a segmented no damage run. Now, don't do what I did just then. You can stop that zombie that falls down from the ceiling and eliminate one of these zombies, because if a zombie is on the ground, you can stomp him to death if you hit him in the head. So then you get the luxury of not having to deal with two zombies at once, and instead, we're going to be running and kiting only one in your run, so don't do what I do just now. I made it way more complicated for myself. There's a much easier way, and that is to kill the zombie that falls down. Now here there's a mine in front of me right here. I'm going to wait until the zombie gets aggroed to my location, and he gets exploded to oblivion. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this zombie in, because in the doorway, there's a bedroom in there, and this is one of the biggest differences between extreme difficulty and hardcore difficulty is in that bedroom to my right over here, in here, there's going to be a bow here in that locker to my left. And unfortunately, on extreme difficulty, there is no bow. So you cannot kill these zombies. Instead, you're going to see me rolling my way to victory and not getting hit by those zombies, which is completely and utterly lucky. But what's nice here is that there's no zombies in this room. And here's a little trick that I'm doing here. If you are close enough to that door and you activate the switch, you don't have to worry about getting killed in the fan. This really isn't much of a concern in a no damage run, because again, the checkpoint is relatively close by, but I wanted to showcase this in case people want to use it as their advantage, because it is a well-known strat that you can use for that doorway and activating that switch. So again, if you are close enough to the door and you roll your way to victory through that door, you can make it through without taking damage, and of course without having to worry about ducking the fans. So now we're making our way, you know, again, the saturation in these videos is completely and utterly different than the actual game. When you're actually playing it on your PC, it does not look as saturated as this, like this red light of doom, reminiscent of the Xbox, the red ring of doom. But yeah, we're making our way here. There is going to be a squirter enemy around this corner. What I'm going to do here is we're going to draw its aggro and hide in the locker room, so that way it walks past us. And we're going to be doing this a lot this next hour or so in this video, folks. Because again, we do not have the bow. We have no means of protecting ourselves. And in my opinion, this was kind of a weakness of this chapter. Because when you have the bow, and you are Ramboing your way through this next bit, and the zombies, and then the upcoming soldiers, it's freaking awesome. Like, you feel so powerful, and I get why they did it. I get why they did it for an extra challenge. Like, it makes sense to take away something that makes you feel so powerful, and now you feel so weak and helpless. And all you have is just a tattered towel and bloody towel, and we're trying to make our way through here and get to safety as Jody. But alas. So there's a skull there, and I can't do anything about it because I have no weapons, and Jody cannot kick that high. But yeah, this is another autosave. We're gonna go through this door, and there's gonna be a cutscene.
这些是什么人？他们没有撤离，
没问题。
也没有被感染吗？妈的，他们疯了吗？在搞清楚状况之前，我千万不能被他们发现。
Alright, folks. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to move because I'm in the shadows right now and this guy cannot see me. There are no cones of sight here like Metal Gear Solid. There's nothing like that. This is all going raw. There's no bow. We have to sneak past all these enemies. We have to pull a freaking solid snake through these enemies. Alright, folks? In a towel, of course. And as Jody. So we're going to be crouch walking our way to victory. I'm waiting for this guy to go down this hall, and we're going to follow him. This is probably the optimal path to take. I'm sure somebody will find a better path than me, or maybe this will look even different when people play it, when it's finally released. Because again, this game is only in early access, and they could change a lot of things, like they changed with the Devourer and running away from him in that room. Because he'll be much faster. He'll break down the walls where you have to go to for progress in the story. And you won't have to worry as much as I did and have as much of an issue as I did. But look at him. I think that's the high frames right there. Him trying to open up that door. Because high frames in these games, for whatever reason, this happened to me in Dreadout 2. For the pro tag there, she could not open the doors for the life of her because I like to play at a high frame rate, folks. I like to take advantage of my high refresh rate monitor and and my rig, and I want to make sure I get the most out of it, so I play at high frames. So I play at about 240 frames per second when I can, if the game can run at that time. I know games like Neo, you have to run at 60 because it was a PlayStation exclusive, and then they released it to PC later on. But yeah, for this game, it is PC only, and I, of course, want to make the most of it. So I'm waiting for this guy to... So I waited for the guy previously to move away from me, and now this man here, he's kind of teetering about, picking his anus, wandering around, and we're going to go, and I believe I'm going to follow him. And because that guy on the container here, he's on my right, he's looking away from me. This guy is also looking away for now, and this is the most opportune moment to just sneak by. So that's what we're doing. We're crouch walking. We're sneaking by like Solid Snake. Luckily, we're not Old Snake, or else he's going to need a warm compress for his lower back, and he's going to feel pain, and the stress percentage is going to go up gradually. And now we're going to get to our first manual save in this whole segment. So here's a bed. Here's another clothing item, which I apparently picked up already in the previous bit. So in my previous playthrough, so it doesn't matter. And that's a manual save right there for you folks. And now we have the nice comfort of a save. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to navigate around this area, and we're trying to get to the room at the bottom left over there. And that's where there's another save point. There's another save room with a locker in it, and that's where we're going to find the location of the bow. So again, it's sneaking by all these enemies when in previous lower difficulties, you're gonna have the bow on you, you're gonna be going Rambo style, you're gonna be shooting these guys in the head, and you're gonna be sneaking your way past as if you were in the Rambo jungle. But no. In extreme difficulty, you don't have that at frickin' all. So now we gotta use our stealth skills. As I roll to the locker. So I'm going to hide in this locker. I mean, it's conveniently placed there for that reason. And we're going to wait for this guy to turn around, and he's going to go down that hallway. And he'll be none the wiser not to look inside this locker. Which is perfect. It's great. But yeah, the pacing of this, where you don't have the bow and arrow, it's not my favorite. I mean, this game is not necessarily a stealth game by any means. This is a survival horror. You're trying to kill zombies. You're trying to make your way to safety. This is not this game's cup of tea by any means, or more so my cup of tea for this game. It's not what this game's strong suit is. That's what I'm trying to say, folks. But yeah. I mean, it's good for diversity, I get it. I get that it can't be just, running into rooms, killing zombies, but they can make diversity in other ways. It doesn't have to be stealth segments, it doesn't have to be like this. Now, Chapter 2, I have no idea what to expect in Chapter 2, but apparently it's worse, so we're going to have to see. Oh, and these guys, so he saw me just then, and for whatever reason, he didn't start aiming at me or firing at me, so I'm just like, alright, I'm leaving this in. I'm not going to restart. Because whenever the arrows show up like that, it means that they're aggroed, it means that they're alerted. They saw me somehow. I think it was the guy on the balcony who probably spotted me. And luckily, they're not smart enough to come and find me. So I'm hiding behind this box over here. And this guy is not going to walk right next to us, which is perfect. He's going to be just beyond there. And I'm sorry, again, for the darkness of this video. If I have the flashlight on, it's going to alert the enemies to my presence. So I have it off. So YouTube and its compression is going to make this video atrociously dark. So you're probably not going to see anything at all. So again, I apologize for that, folks. All right, so that guy, this is very tricky here. That guy down there, he went down the stairs. This guy is waiting outside the door frame. And what we need to do is cleverly sneak by each of these guys when they're not looking. And the timing is very particular. So we're going to be very careful about it, folks. And we'll see how it goes now. Because I'm over here because that guy turned around at the top of the stairs. Oh, no, he didn't, actually. He didn't. That was probably a previous run. So I'm going this way. And he's going to follow me, and I'm literally just rolling back to where I was before. And we're not making any progress. We're just going back to where we were before. Because I did not like the way the patterns were set here. Usually what you could do is when that guy comes up the stairs, the other guy is still looking the other way so you can go down the stairs and get past them both. And this time it did not happen. So I think I didn't get the pattern correct here. Sometimes it can be off. But yeah, the key here is patience, folks, and that's why this this type of pacing is not really the type of survival horror that I'm looking for. It's probably my biggest gripe with Chapter 1. But again, it's not too bad of a gripe. You know, it's not something that will teeter me away from this game or, you know, make me draw me away from this game. Because again, this game is freaking amazing. And maybe my opinion will change by Chapter 2, but hopefully the devs will do something about it if that's truly the case. But I don't want to read anything about it, as I have been saying, and I want to experience it for myself. So now this guy, this is exactly what we're going for here. That guy is going up the stairs, this guy is looking over the balcony, and now we can make our way down the stairs safely without being seen. There's a golden skull above me there as I'm going down the stairs. And have no fear, folks, I am going to be going through and scouring through this area with the bow and arrow. I'm going to be clearing out this area of the enemies, and I'm going to be going back and picking up everything and shooting all the golden skulls in the meantime. Because we'll be equipped, we'll have weapons, and all will be right as rain. But now there's going to be one more guy, I believe, in this room. And there's another guy up on that container there. And I'm worried about him seeing me, and I'm waiting for him to turn around. And again, there's that guy before that we snuck by. He's at the top of the balcony there on my far right. And he's looking over the balcony, so you have to be mindful of him as well. Because again, there's no radar in this game. It's a survival horror game. You have to be very attentive to your surroundings and play accordingly. But yeah, as much as I love stealth games, as much as I love the Metal Gear Solid series, it really has no place in this game. It really doesn't, in my opinion. But again, they're going for diversity, and I appreciate that from the devs. But give me a bow and arrow. Let me murderate these guys. Come on. It's a game. We're supposed to be having fun. And over there is a Z badge, by the way. And this is me losing patience, rolling to victory. I'm going for the vent. And this is how we get to safety to the bedroom. And there's no soldiers in this area over here, so you can run around freely and do what you please and make as much noise as you want. But yeah, there's a pair of shoes there near the bed. And now I'm going to go for a save. I'm topping off on my HP right now because I do not like the look of the HP being at a 3/4. I wanted it to be full at my save. You know, I think of Cog, one of my friends, you know, in this community that that talks about that too, and I feel the same way, Cog, about full HP when you're about to save. So, especially for a no damage run, I like to have full HP. So now this is me just we're going full undies right now with Jody. And this is me choosing I'm showing you all the customization tools there. You can pause the YouTube video and check it out for yourself. That is the full customization window. Now again, because the mirror is dirty, we have no access to our previously saved outfits. The only access that you're going to have to that is when the mirror is clean. And that was something I had to look up because I was very confused about that. So now, up the ladder here, we're going to be getting the bow and arrow. And we are going to be finally equipped with a weapon to take down all these soldiers in that previous area. So now you'll see the objective pop up. We have to kill all the soldiers. You don't necessarily have to do it quietly, because I believe a few of them get alerted to my presence. But again, I take no damage. What I'm doing over here is, in this doorway here, if there's a zombie to the far left just before the door frame, and I'm being very careful because I ran up like a dum-dum and freaking aggroed that zombie and he grabbed me. So so be very, very, very careful, folks, because that zombie is just beyond there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to aggro him to this location, but I'm failing miserably. So I believe instead what I do is I think I... Yeah, I wonder what I'm doing here. I feel like I'm having a freaking brain fart right now. Me figuring out what to do. Yeah, I use the bow and arrow. I hit the box off the top there so I can get that outfit, whatever it is. And it looks like it's an accessory. It's the archery set. It's like the holster for your bow and the arrows for your back, and it looks pretty sick when you have it on. It's definitely something that you want to keep on. By the way, look at that lewd poster there that is conveniently edited out, so you don't have to worry about that. So now what we're gonna do here is, yeah, I'm not gonna go for that zombie over there behind the corner. We're instead gonna go for the soldiers out here, and there's one actually in that room right in front of me, just ahead. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kill his ass. And yeah, this is pretty much gonna be the majority of the video right now. But there is gonna be a pretty cool area coming up where the zombies will start to attack the soldiers in the one room once you get the key card for it. And I believe I got lost in this room. I forgot where to find the key card too, and it's in the drawer in this room to my left. So that was funny. But yeah, while I'm going around... Oh, see, look, now they're aggroed because they saw the body. If they find the body, it's aggroed. You are able to pick up the body and drag it with you if you hold E on the keyboard and while you're crouched. But look at this guy. Look at the AI on this guy. This AI is derping. He ran towards the wall over there even though I was planted right here. Which, you know, I'm fine with because it gives me the advantage, but still. That was pretty funny. It's quite hysterical. But yeah, we're Jody. We're in our underpants. We're in our undergarments, and we are fighting soldiers with a bow and arrow, like the badass that we are. Because, you know, we were trying to take a defenseless... No, not a defenseless. What am I saying here? An innocent shower. And that stupid devourer had to come and interrupt us, and now we're pissed. And we got to kill all these soldiers. So yeah, we have to kill these soldiers, and then eventually you have to go for one of the hostages that they took. And then that hostage will have a key card later on in the game. And then that's where we fight an enemy called the Predator, which is pretty cool. And you can tell why it's called the Predator because of the goofy mouth it has on its face. Which is kind of redundant. Goofy mouth on his face. Come on, Sesk, what are you talking about? Of course the mouth is on the face. But yeah, I think right here I'm deciding if I want to drop a save or not. If I want to go into that room and save, and I think I do. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I just go for the cabinet. We're going for a free first aid kit that's going to be useless to us because this is a no damage run. But yeah, I believe there is one more area after this where it's mandatory damage, and I believe it's after the big cutscene that I'm going to have at the end of this video. It's at the very end, after all this stealth portion is done. But yeah, the thumbnails for these videos I've been having a lot of fun with because this game has a photo mode, and what I've been doing is I've been trying to be creative with the angles and, you know, trying to do something fun. And photo mode is great for that. The other thing I want to do too, though, is I kind of might customize them a bit further and put the game's title in the thumbnail because I want people to know exactly what they're looking for. And a lot of people tend to look at the thumbnails before they look at the title of the videos on YouTube. I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. It's just what you see first. So that's me rocking a fantastic bow and arrow shot through the shelving, and I hit that guy in the face, and he's down. So now his compadre up there, he's still looking for him, and I think he just de-aggroed. Oh, and now look at that. I think it's too dark in this room or something, and that guy doesn't see me, but his friend over there did. And he's wondering what the hell is going on. And it's quite funny. yeah, folks. This is Killing Antidote, and it is a lot of fun. But yeah, this is a very slow portion of the game, so you know, while we're in a slow portion of the game, why don't we talk about why don't I talk about a little, you know, go on a little tangent here, you know, why don't we talk about what games are coming up, what projects I'm thinking of doing, and right now I'm very hyped about Terminator 2D. That game that's going to release just in a few days now. I believe it's going to release on the 12th of December. And if you're getting an idea, I'm recording this December 6th right now. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be a pretty sick game just with what is being showcased so far. I mean, it's very creative. Yeah, it's 2D, but 2Ds can be one of the most creative games over any 3D game any day of the week. I mean, the depth of it can be very, very high, very layered. So I'm going for the Z badge that is over there. And that's one of them. That's another for the collection. Again, if you collect all of them, you'll get a wonderful outfit unlock. Oh, by the way, there is a patch that the devs implemented where instead of looking for the stupid clip in the assault rifle every single time, they patched it so you can pick up the gun now and it just automatically gives you the ammo. And I thought that was a nice quality of life change that they did later on. But that was after I recorded this. But yeah, that's one of the wonders of being an early access game is that you're going to find out that there's going to be a lot of changes. Some for the good, maybe some for the worse, and you don't agree with as much, but overall, so far it's been very nice, because again, with that Devourer section where he barges into the bathroom and he automatically destroys the walls that you have to enter to progress on with that segment, so that was a great change. And then now with the assault rifle ammo, when you pick up the actual assault rifle, it doesn't yell at you and tell you that you already have this. You already have the assault rifle. You have to look around for that small clip that's lying around next to it, a few yards away. So yeah, that was a nice change that the devs implemented. Yeah, I'm waiting for this guy to look away from me. But yeah, Terminator 2D, it looks freaking amazing. Like, I really hope it delivers. Because apart from this game being a pleasant surprise to me, Terminator 2D is actually a game I'm very hyped for, and I can't say that for a lot of games these days, especially in modern gaming. Because again, I mean, this game is an indie studio. Like this is a Chinese indie studio, indie developer, Metal Star Studio, and at first, like I said in my first video, it only comprised of about 2 devs, and then they added on to their team, and now they have a total of about 4 devs, I think now, working on the game all together. And they've done just a lot of good things with it, and I've been really enjoying it, folks. So it's been quite wonderful what they've done. So now I'm retracing my steps. I'm going through these back rooms. And yeah, we're waiting around the corner for that soldier to look away. I think I'm waiting for him to come back towards me, and I'm going to just peer out through the shadows and kill him. But yeah, Terminator 2D, you get to play... It looks like you get to play a lot as Sarah Connor. You get to play a lot, of course, as the T-800, Arnie himself. And there's a few segments I think they added in there, like when Sarah Connor infiltrates Cyberdyne Systems, which looks freaking awesome. But yeah, it's nice to see a very promising game and the attention it's getting. I'm very excited for it. But yeah. Can't say that for a lot of games these days, though. I mean, I did not like the look of Delta, Metal Gear Solid Delta. You know, I heard a lot about it. I heard what people people thought about it, and I was drawn away from it. I looked at a few YouTube videos of it, just random people playing it, silent playthroughs, and I just did not like it. I love the original way too much for them to touch something like that, and Like, great that they're remaking it and things like that, but I feel like they should have remade Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the old games, those really old games for like the NES, and they really deserve the remake treatment. That would have been really cool. Because imagine fighting Big Boss in, or fighting Gray Fox in the minefield from Metal Gear 1. And then Metal Gear Solid 2, where, sorry, not Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, where you fight Big Boss himself. And all you have is what, it's like the hairspray and the gasoline, or the hairspray and gosh, I can't even form words today, folks, I apologize. Hairspray and the lighter to kill him. Like, that was freaking awesome. Imagine doing that in the Fox engine, you know? Which I know they're not using, but still. Like, if the Fox engine still existed and Konami did not fire Kojima and he didn't create his own studio, and he made instead Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake remakes, I'd be all over that. That'd be freaking awesome. But alas, it is not the case with modern gaming, and instead Kojima continues to make sequels to Death Stranding. Although that OD game sounds very interesting, though, too. Because it's kind of like maybe a psychological thriller, and there's that other game, I think, that looks reminiscent of Silent Hills, the PT demo. So that looks pretty cool. And if it's actually a good horror game, I would definitely go with it. But yeah. There's another aggro. That guy is upset because I killed his friend, and now the red arrow of doom is blaring at me right now. And of course, the lighting here again is terrible, and the compression on YouTube is going to be even worse, so I apologize, folks, again. But yeah, this is probably the slowest part of the entire video. Once I kill these guys, everything's going to be fine, and I'm playing it very cautious, because these guys can frickin' one-frame you with their bullets. It's pretty ludicrous. But yeah, once I kill him... Oh, and the guy up there. Yeah, even I forgot about him. And I'm watching this footage. I'm watching my old footage, and I forgot about him already. But yeah, look at that. Beautiful. There's a little bit of an arc to your shot that you have to shoot the bow and arrow with. You have to compensate for that a little more, so keep that in mind as you're aiming. Because there have been a few times where I've hit the dude's chest instead of his head. And that has been a problem. But yeah, I believe there's just one more soldier left. And then after we kill him, I'm going to be roaming around, making sure I didn't forget any collectibles. And then I'll be going for the key card. And then once we open the key card door, that's when things get a little more interesting. Because then we get some zombie on soldier action. And it's pretty cool. And I believe that's one of the only moments of Chapter 1 where that happens. And then the rest of it is just fighting all the zombies yourself. So, as we were before. But yeah, see, you already have this item. That's what it yells at me when I try to pick up the assault rifle there. And instead I have to pick up the small clip next to it. I'm so happy that they patched that, because it looks way better. Alright, so that's all the soldiers. We drop a save now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and try to make sure I didn't forget any collectibles. Like the golden skulls. See, now I've got my flashlight on. I know that there's nobody that can kill me. So now I'm running around in my underpants. And I'm looking for all the gold skulls. There's one of them there. And, you know, we're making good progress on that. And then the other is in the staircase behind me. And this is me just looking for all the ammo, too. I'm just kind of checking everything. Unfortunate that there's nothing in that container there. You would think that there would be a grenade or something like that, but they didn't put one there, unfortunately. And there's the other golden skull. What's great about the bow and arrow is that you can pick up your arrows, I believe, indefinitely, as long as you don't lose them or, shoot them down a pit. You should be good to go with that. That's one of the benefits of this bow and arrow. Yeah, I believe. Also, the posters here, each has one number in the sequence of numbers for a keypad. And that's for later on after you fight this horde of zombies and a group of soldiers in the next room. So keep that in mind. But yeah. See right there, it kind of looks like a Dance Dance Revolution poster. And it's got a number on it if you look closely. So you'll probably be able to find it if you go back and pause the YouTube video. Yeah, here's the frames derping me again. There's another golden skull in the stall, very cheekily hidden. And then now I think I run around like an idiot trying to find this key card, because I believe that's all the collectibles for this area. So yeah, I mean, times are kind of tough right now. I mean, not as tough as they could be by all means. I'm grateful that I'm employed still, but I'm just not happy with what I'm doing. And it is unfortunate because, it spills over into other areas of your life. It makes you feel miserable in other areas. You start to lose enjoyment for the things that you once enjoyed. All classics, symptoms of depression and adjustment with depressed mood and all that good stuff. I'm a therapist, by the way, so I know all that stuff. I know all the diagnoses and things like that. And mainly the things that I specialize in, but I have a general understanding of most diagnoses. But yeah, it is unfortunate. I'm ready to find something else, something more admin related and less patient facing. As much as I love to help people, and I enjoy what their successes bring, and sometimes you get the elusive smiles or you get the elusive thank yous, that's not really why I do that job, folks. I don't do it for the thank you. I do it because I want to see people make progress, and that is what makes me happy, and that's why I entered this field in the first place. And it's just unfortunate because I don't feel that way anymore. I feel numb to it, and that's why I know it's time to do something different. And I don't want to waste basically people's time. If I'm not truly passionate about what I do, don't get me wrong, I of course do my best to help people and to counsel them, but the passion behind it is not there anymore. And I don't think people are deserving of that, which is why I'm looking for a new job. So, I'm sorry to be so heartfelt on this video, but this is a tangent I'm going on because it is something that's happening in my life right now. I know I brought that up in my Metal Gear Solid 2 no damage run as well on European Extreme. But yeah, see, this is me very confused right now. I'm trying to find that stupid key card, and it's in the drawer to my right. Not in this room, but in the previous room, the store room. So you're going to see a crossfade because I finally found it, I believe, at this checkpoint. Or do I go for the okay, I go for the zombie switch first. That's what I do. Okay. So here I go. I'm going for this zombie. He's around the corner. He gets aggroed by you, which is nice. I go for the stab. He does the stagger, and then we go for the execution animation. So now what you do is you crouch down. You unequip your weapon or holster it with X. That's the that key is mapped to X to holster your weapon, and then you hold E while you're crouched. And then you're going to move this zombie over by the switch over here. It's very tedious, it's very grueling and mind-numbing, but, it's again, more diversity. It's an interesting mechanic, and I wonder if they're going to use it more. And when I was exploring the areas, because, again, when you play in New Game Plus, there are these yellow shelves that are blocking areas that you can't access on your new game. And on New Game Plus, they remove them. So one of the rooms that you saw in the very beginning to my right, normally you wouldn't have access to them, But in that is the hyper storage box, and of course I'm avoiding using that this entire playthrough because I want to be able to only pick up weapons and items that people will be able to access in their first playthrough, just so they have the they can use this potentially as a guide if they have interest in doing so, and learn from my strategies. Again, the things that I'm doing here are not new. I mean, they're not new strategies by any means, but they could be helpful strategies for this particular game. So see that canister down there, that flammable explosive canister? We're going to shoot that once, and it's going to blow open this door for us, which is going to be very helpful because there's going to be some goodies in there that we can use. Be sure you're crouched. Be sure you're away from the door, because if that door falls on you, you will take damage. But yeah, anyway, my point is that there was a floor in this area from the elevator when you get the power running at the very end where you can just explore freely without zombies randomly spawning in. And there was a room that I never had access before that I explored, and there was a trap room where it was shooting these metal darts at you, and you had to crouch and maneuver around them. And then there was another room after that with these squirters hanging from the ceiling, and you had to kill one of them and make sure you lure. Oh, excuse me, my gosh, English, Sess, come on now. You lured them onto a switch that was at the bottom, and if you fell down into the pit, you would be trapped there, and you would have to reload a save. So I'm glad I didn't go into that room. I recommend not doing that room during your permadeath run, because you will be trapped in that bottom area. So now we can get this golden skull. We can knife the golden skull and save ammo, which is fantastic. And then we're good to go. And now we're going to head back here. And I believe I'm going to drop one more save before I go for the key card. But yeah, the only thing I found from doing that whole segment and activating that switch was that it had one of the lace outfits that you can unlock. It's like a wedding lace outfit that you can pick up, and one of the items for that outfit was in the room afterwards. So there are more places to explore in New Game Plus, so I highly recommend going to explore them. I will not be covering that in this run. As much as I would like this to be a completionist run, it will be going only for the coins and for the golden skulls that you have to pick up. And then, of course, taking no damage. But yeah, I drop a save, and then now I'm trying to figure out where the hell I'm going next, or where the key card is, because I got so confused here. But yeah, you get to admire my confusion. Even though I could have probably edited this out, but I left it in because I go through the fan here, folks. Look at this. Here we go. There's some rare footage of me going through the fan. Oh, I know why. Okay, because there are skulls back here. That's right. There are a few skulls. There's actually a Z badge over there, too, in the bathroom area. So that's what I'm doing. I'm retracing my steps for these things. Sorry, there is purpose to this madness, folks, so I apologize. It had been a while since I recorded this, and everything does look the same in this area for the most part. So, it confuses me even. But yeah, so when you go back here, there's going to be a bathroom to my left. And oddly enough, the zombies are gone, now that I realize. So yeah, I'm being very cautious. I'm using the peer around the corner. There's the Z badge, and now we're going for the for this room here, where it scarily says everybody is dead. And in here, there's arrows in this locker, but you're not going to find the bow. So the arrows are useless without the bow. It's not like you can use them as like a knife, because that'd be pretty cool if you could just use them as a knife. Like you equipped an arrow and you just stab a zombie in the face. That'd be pretty cool. You know, like a defense mechanism, it prevents a zombie from grabbing you, and instead Jody stabs them in the face, just like with the knife. That'd be pretty cool. Awesome, actually. But who knows? You know, maybe they'll allow you to do that, but then you still have to sneak past all the soldiers, because that would be... I'd say that's pretty well balanced. So, but that's the dev's decision if they want to patch that in or not. So we'll see. But yeah, folks. This is me looking for my items, and I'm like, did I pick up the key card already? And no, I did not. I'm so confused here. But yeah, what games are you guys all playing? You can post in the comments below. Let me know what kind of games you're playing. If this is drawing you to Killing Antidote, fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it as much as me. I hope you enjoy it. Because, yeah, it is a fantastic game. I had a lot of fun with it. I was not expecting it to be this good. And again, folks, I'm planning on streaming Chapter 2. My first playthrough of Chapter 2 eventually. Because I think it'll be pretty entertaining. Yeah, see, look at me. I have to go in that drawer beyond the shelf over there to find the key card, and I think I'm about to find... No, I'm not. Look at this. I'm not finding it. This is horrid. Come on, Cesc. It's back there. Go back in the storeroom. Come on. Go in there. Go left. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Come on, Cesc. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You're going the complete opposite way. I probably should have sped this up in the editing. I apologize, folks. See, look, I know I have to go through this door. I know there's a key card there. It's that door or the other door you go through first. Actually, I believe it's a red door. That's the door you have to go through. But my goodness, am I struggling right now. But yeah, well, in the meantime, you know, Ninja Gaiden 4 came out. I know a lot of Ninja Gaiden fans were upset by it, which is a shame. But yeah, see, this is modern gaming for you folks. It's really sad. And the only modern games that are remotely good are indie games like this, or others that are very creative that, you know, these small developers, these small teams make, and sometimes they make them even better than AAA games. Yeah, modern gaming is pretty sad nowadays, except for maybe Astrobot, which is a PS5 exclusive. I still haven't played it yet. I do have a PS5, and I am interested in playing that game, but just haven't been... I've got a lot of backlog to do on my PC games list right now, including this game and completing this challenge run. But yeah, I wonder what you all are playing. 'Cause yeah, for whatever reason now, I think because there's just not a lot of new games out these days, I've been drawn to achievement hunting on Steam now. Even though I said I was going to retire achievement hunting, I'm now achievement hunting on Steam. So I don't know, I'm just in this phase right now where I don't really want to buy anything new apart from this game. And I don't want to, you know, take a risk. Because, again, this game had a demo, and I was happy with the way it felt. And there are a few quirks here and there. There are a few things that were a bit concerning, but they fixed them all. And then they continue to give this game love, which is nice. They added a whole new chapter, story chapter to it. They added new modes. They added these challenge modes for you to play as an option. And yeah, it's just fantastic. So I'm glad they're putting a lot of heart and soul into this game. And I hope they continue to do. Look at me, I'm so desperate. I'm going up here. I'm trying to see if I missed a key card up here on one of these shelves, and I did not. Do not do what I'm doing now, folks. Go back in that storeroom just beyond this the vent that you enter to get into the bedroom and into the save room. And go into the drawer. I'm going to point it out as soon as my gameplay shows that I get there. I'll yell at it. Like, what the hell am I doing right now? Why am I going into the customization window, the mirror? But yeah, I drop a save. I drop one more save, and then this crossfade will be now the location to get finally to where the drawer is. So, because I think, believe it or not, I saved and then I ran around for about 10 more minutes trying to find this thing. And then look, here's another knife, and there it is, the blue key card. Just like that. That was what I missed. So do not do what I just did, folks. Alright, so here's the blue key card door. There are going to be zombies in here. And there's also going to be soldiers in here, too. But what's awesome is that it's going to be a zombie v soldier battle. And you get to witness it. And then the soldiers will become zombies. And then you'll have to retreat. You get a bunch of ammunition right there for your assault rifle, which is very useful. Yeah, this is me rolling over here. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think I'm just trying to draw aggro from the soldiers, but then they... And also activate the zombie spawn. But you can be a bit more aggressive than I am right now, even though this is a no damage run. So I make sure I have my quick swap activated for the bow and also for the assault rifle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to camp from behind this corner. And I don't have my flashlight on yet because I was worried that soldiers would see me if they were still alive, but they are definitely dead right now. And then there's some maniacs there too. And there we go, I got the flashlight on, so now on YouTube you can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, folks, be sure to anti-air the maniacs whenever they jump at you, because if they jump at you, they'll grab you. And sometimes they'll damage you, but for the most part, they'll go for a grab. And then you can use your knife automatically to prevent any damage. But yeah, there's also squirters mixed in. There's maniacs, there's zombies. It's the whole shebang right now of all the enemies that we've encountered. With the exception of a Weeper, which I was very surprised to see that they did not throw a Weeper in here. Just for shits and giggles. Because I thought they would. And I wouldn't have been surprised if they did, because this is extreme. And your weapons are limited. And that would have been a tough battle among all these zombies, having a Weeper thrown in the mix. Maybe they'll do something like that in Chapter 2, I wonder. But yeah, this is me retreating. And now my ammo on the assault rifle is very low. But there is going to be some more ammo coming up. And look at that. Look at that. The maniac almost got me. And this is me trying to pick up my ammo, but I missed that arrow in the maniac up there, so now I'm switching to my knife, and I'm just going to knife him so I save more ammo and just go for it. But yeah, there are a lot of enemies here. On easy difficulty, there are nowhere near as many enemies in this room. And you can fly by it. Plus, of course, you get the bow much earlier, and you're able to kill all the soldiers faster, too. So that makes all the next runs a little bit faster as well, which is good. But yeah, we're going for the stomps. Going for the executions. And yeah. And be sure to pick up all your arrows, guys, and gals, because it's very important, everyone. For anybody who's watching this video. Not just guys and gals, but anybody. Now look at this. Here's a maniac behind this door. So I pop out with the bow and arrow. I shoot him in the face. That was a beautiful shot. And then he's still alive because one shot to the face does not kill him. So then I go for the knife. Or maybe he is dead. That's right. And if he isn't dead, he's definitely dead now because I'm stomping him like a maniac. Yeah, I believe that's everybody now. Everybody... I think there's one more spawn that that appears. And then we're good. There is a hole in the ceiling coming up, and then a spawn comes out from there with some more maniacs and more zombies that you have to be aware of, and I believe more squirters as well. But yeah, look at this shit. Look at this. You can't even pick up the damn... See, it keeps giving me that message. I'm glad they fixed that.
终于找到子弹了。
But yeah, there is an ammo crate to my right. There's also ammo on that shelf. Be sure to grab that. You get 50 bullets from that. It's very useful. And be sure to pick up all the clips on the ground, but you won't have to worry about clips. You can always you'll be able to pick up the assault rifles at this point, and it'll give you ammo. You only get about 2 bullets per clip for whatever reason from the soldiers who died. But again, it's better than nothing, and it's a survival game. And look, there was a Z badge over there on that shelf. I don't know if you noticed, but I saw it glimmering there. I believe I catch it on my way out, because I do have to go in through this door, and I finally will be able to use the keypad from all the posters and open the doorway. Because then you'll get another key card that will progress the story, and that's the key card for the door at the very opposite end of this big area. And look at that dodge, though, from the squirter. My goodness. Yeah, they are so aggressive here. But yeah, the best thing to do is just maintain distance. This is very safe to do, especially for projectile enemies when they're shooting the venom chunks at you. So be very careful, folks. And I don't know what that squirter's doing. She's just running at the wall. Look at her go. Crazy. Me watching out for a venom chunk. But yeah. But look at all this, you know, you can aim. There's no reticle blue. You can shoot zombies in the face as often as you like. You don't have to worry about crap like bullets going the other way or 5 meters from the reticle. It's fantastic. Alright, so I believe that's the room now, and now we're clear. So now I'm just running around picking up ammo. See, that's where they drop down from, and there is a gas canister there. So if you're clever, unlike me, you can probably go in the previous room and shoot it as they're coming down, and that'll do mega damage and kill a lot of them. So keep that in mind. Don't do what I do. Instead, do better. Do better, folks. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, there we go. There's the Z badge. I knew I saw that before when I was playing this. And then now we're heading towards here. And on the poster there, that's the final numerical that you need, the final number that you need for the keypad to open the door over there in front of me. And luckily, I wrote down the number. It doesn't change between difficulties or playthroughs. So I had it written down next to me on my desk. So I was like, oh, thank you, past Sesk, for writing that down. And now over here, we're going to discover something very new. So it's not that rather, you know, S&M picture of a woman's behind on the, what's supposedly a woman's behind on the bed over there. This is going to be the first mechanic of the decoder for suitcases. So what I picked up in that cabinet just now, that is a little green box, and you'll see here that you get a certain amount of chances to guess what number it is for the suitcase. And when you guess correctly, when you press detection, it'll show up as green for the numbers that are correct, which you'll see here pretty soon. So yeah, that's one green towards the left. And now I'm going for the remaining numbers, and that's another green. And what's nice about this is you don't have to detect the final number, you can just guess them. You can just rotate through all the numericals until you guess it correctly. And there we go, see? And then you get a buttload of cash from the suitcases, which is very useful. And there's the yellow key card. And that will allow us to open the other door. And here's some more exposition and emails, and you can always pause this, folks, to look at them. if you're wondering what they are saying. Because I know I'm going through them very fast, but you can pause them and check it out and see what it's like. But yeah, coming up, we pretty much have everything in this area now. Now coming up, all we're doing is we're going into the door at the opposite end, and that's going to trigger a cutscene. I believe what I do, though, prior to doing that is I think I go into the save room and save real fast. If I'm remembering correctly, and it looks like I am. So we're going to be going for that. And pretty soon, folks, this video is going to be over soon, after the next cutscene. I closed that door because I'm worried about a zombie coming in. This is me checking to see what I have, and I'm, again, wondering... When I recorded this, I still didn't understand that the dirty mirrors don't have your saved outfits. And I was trying to get my previous outfit on. Because I really love that outfit. You know, the lingerie outfit makes Jodie look very classy as she's killing zombies. Just so I'm not running around in my ripped underwear. But yeah. So now we're going up the stairs. There are no longer any threats to us in this room. And we're finally going to get to probably one of the more lengthier of the cutscenes. And it's pretty intense as well, and you learn a lot about the protagonist. So I'm going to be very silent as we watch this cutscene, folks, as soon as I open this video. Enjoy.
别磨磨蹭蹭的，快点儿，快点儿！
别动，你最好乖乖听话。让我看看你是谁，有这么大的能耐，还想从我眼皮子底下溜走？哎呀，真想不到，小白兔竟然自己送上门来了。你一定还不知道你有多值钱吧？他们可是从来没有开出过这么高的价钱。我差点忘了这个绑架神器，别害怕，扎一下就好。别乱动，会疼的呀。
放开我！放开我！你这个坏蛋！
怎么回事？这是……
刚刚发生了什么？我怎么想不起来了？头好疼，好像要裂开一样。不管怎样，我要先离开这里。
Alright, folks, so now outside of this cutscene, we're going to be damaged. And that is mandatory damage that we can't avoid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my first aid kit because I don't want this to hinder my stamina. Because if you're damaged, you will not be able to run as fast. And that's going to be the end of the video, and you get to see a new enemy coming up in the next video. So I hope you stick around and enjoy. Thank you all for watching. You all take care now.